This week has been show week, and I feel like this week has been really busy because even though I'm working on the show in the evening, I've come in early for then the show call to work on my project during the daytime. So during this week, I've managed to cut out my little lanterns. I've also managed to cut all of my larger pieces out, and I've used a few different, I've managed to explore different methods of doing that. So I've explored using the jigsaw, I've explored using the hot wire. Last week I explored different methods of scaling up, so I used the gridding method to scale up, and I also used the projector. So I feel like I've learnt a lot because I've explored loads of different ways of doing things and ways that I would have never thought existed before. So as my first thought was just freehand and use a normal saw to cut things out. During the show, I'm just pulling a curtain on my cues, and I feel like that's gone really well. All the nights I've been in, and I also was in the DSM box for the first show, as I've got DSM experience just helping them, and I feel like I've managed to teach them something, as they didn't know what playing and running time is and how to feel that bit of the full mount and how to add all the times together to make the show report correct. So I feel like this week's been really productive on my half. I feel like the strengths I've had this week is I've been really dedicated and really motivated to the two strengths I feel like I've got this week. And I feel like I've been quite dedicated because I've come in when I'm not necessarily called, because I want to make sure my project's done to the best standards, and I'm using as much time as I can, and I've been really motivated, as I feel like I've done a lot in the time that I've been in college, and I've managed to get everything done I wanted to get done this week. I feel like my weakness this week has been my working with the time, because I'm getting exhausted quite easily, and my stamina isn't as good because I'm in at the late shows. So when I come in the morning, I don't have as much energy as I'm used to because I'm doing the shows as well. So it's been difficult to find a balance and manage that both. This week I've researched into paint. I know we've got all the paint in the workshop and I'm not going to be buying paint, but I wanted to see how much average paint would cost, because I think like it's good to have the knowledge just in case, so I know where to go to. And I feel like the best paint is often more expensive, so I've looked into different mediums, and I only looked at black paint, but it just gives me a sort of average and a vague idea. And if I in the future want to become a props maker, it just puts into perspective also of different materials that I could use.